Just before we came on air, I spoke to Lena Epstein. She is the co-chair of the Trump campaign in the state of Michigan, which was so crucial to Donald Trump's victory yesterday morning, and also to Jonathan Capehart. He's a commentator with the Washington Post. I asked Lena Epstein what white blue-collar workers in Michigan want from Donald Trump.
They want a clear sign that America has a brighter future. The middle class is ready for change, and that is why Donald Trump has been elected president. And the change that they want to see is a few things, John. They want to see greater opportunities for their children. They want to see greater opportunities professionally and income-wise. They want to see safer borders. They want to know that their homes are going to be safe and that the values of their homes are going to be maintained. They want to know that America, the manufacturing hub of the world that it once was, will become the manufacturing hub once again. The middle class has spoken up, and they have elected Donald Trump to be our next president.
There is the desire, but what are the facts? What can he do? Infrastructure, what can deliver the scale of jobs that you're talking about?
Sure, absolutely. Well, he's going to assist businesses and make the entire corporate structure stronger by eliminating an intense amount of regulation that inhibits growth for businesses. This will allow companies to be stronger, to hire more people at higher wages.
But Lena, one of the things which Mrs. Clinton said she would do was to pour money into infrastructure. Doesn't Michigan need infrastructure? Wouldn't that be a great way to generate jobs?
And Mr. Trump has also built that into his plan. The first 100-day document does include a great deal of infrastructure investment across the entire country, not just the Midwest. And I think what's really important, John, to remember is that we have now elected Mr. Trump as our president. And it is hard for some people to accept. And I greatly respect the Clinton campaign for everything that they did to try to elect her. Today and tomorrow and the day after that, this is about unifying America. There are a lot of people that are hurting. There are a lot of people that are struggling. And we have been a country divided for a long time, well over a year, 2 years. And I think the conversation we need to be having right now is, how is Mr. Trump going to rebuild the country? How is he going to bring us back together? And I think when we start with that fundamental question, then we can talk certainly about the economy and jobs and schools and safety. Everything will come as America reunites. I think it's important for certain people to grieve, the Clinton supporters to grieve, and those that are not going to have the country move in their direction, but in a broader direction. I think that's okay.
Well, now, Jonathan Capehart, I think that Lena Epstein is in fact reaching out to you as someone who grieves. I suspect you are grieving.
Sure.
Do you feel reached out to, and to what extent can you identify with what she is talking about in terms of jobs?
Well, first off, if other people within the camp of President-elect Donald Trump speaks in the sort of warm and open, welcoming way that Ms. Epstein is speaking, then I think we are off to a great start. But the problem here is people aren't just grieving the loss of Hillary Clinton, of the presidency. What they're grieving is for their future. President-elect Donald Trump ran on a campaign that called for the deportation of 11 million undocumented immigrants, including their American-born children. Donald Trump campaigned on banning all Muslims from the United States and then revised it to banning Muslims from terrorist areas like France or Belgium. You have people, American citizens who are of Hispanic descent, Muslim descent, now wondering what is their place in their own country and how is the incoming president going to treat them. Now, as to Ms. Epstein's discussion about jobs, she was very general in terms of President-elect Donald Trump's economic plan. The only place where she got specific was on infrastructure. And luckily, it is on infrastructure where Democrats and Republicans can come together to actually implement a program and a plan that will, as Ms. Epstein said, get people back to work all across the country, while at the same time improving the nation's infrastructure, which everyone knows needs improvement.
Can I ask you one last question? You are a gay, black Washington Post columnist and much celebrated. Is this your America? Are you worried that it may become another America?
That is a very powerful question, John, and it moves me almost into silence, because the election of President Obama was a great moment for this country. And now we stand 2 months away from all of that disappearing. And as an African American, as an openly gay man, and as an American, that frightens me.
Lena, did you hear that? Can you give Jonathan Capehart some sort of reassurance that this is his America, just as it is your America?
I did.
You know Donald Trump.
Yes, John, let me address what you said, because my heart goes out to you. And I want to assure you, from my personal experience with Mr. Trump, that he is a good man, that he is a capable man, and that he cares about all Americans, including you and your community. And as someone who will be in his corner going forward, I will be very careful to advocate and be sure that that is the case. And I'm sorry that I can feel your pain, and I'm with you. And I know that a lot of people are scared.
Thank you. Indeed, let me just put that back to you. Do you get any comfort from what she has said?
I've had the occasion to meet then just regular citizen Donald Trump. I've interviewed Donald Trump in his office. The man I met, this was after the whole birther controversy. The man I met
about whether Obama was
an American citizen and therefore legitimately president of the United States. He was warm, he was charming, he was engaging. The man who ran for president over the last 15 months is not that man, and that is why I and so many people are afraid, and that's why I and so many people are praying for this nation.
Jonathan Capehart, Lena Epstein, thank you both. Very, very warmly indeed. I confess I found that particular interview very humbling.